Bradford City continue their 2024-25 league campaign with a home clash against promotion favourites at Doncaster Rovers, and in today's video you're going to find out how both teams have got on so far this season and what my starting 11 would be if I was Graham Alexander. So my team Bradford City, we currently sit 5th in the League 2 table. After 13 matches we've got 6 wins, 4 draws and 3 defeats, scoring 19 goals and also conceding 13, which leaves us on a positive 6 goal difference and 22 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a draw, a win, a win and a draw. Them last couple of matches then being a 1-1 draw away at Cheltenham Town. A really frustrating game. Obviously I didn't do a play ratings for this one. It was my anniversary yesterday and all that sort of stuff, so I didn't really have the time. But first half I thought it was fairly even. Cheltenham probably did edge it, to be honest with you, in that first half, but the second half it was total domination from us. They still had a few decent chances as well, and a point probably was a fair result for both sides, but still really frustrating. With all due respect to Cheltenham, if you want promotion you have to be beating teams who are down and around them relegation sort of places. We also had a 2-1 win at home to Gillingham FC, a brilliant win. They didn't really offer much threat in the first half. Great for us to come back from going a goal down and actually pick up all 3 points. That's not something we've really done much over the last couple of years, but I think under Graham Alexander we are slowly starting to turn that around, and obviously it was probably a match where we did deserve to win. We also had a 2-0 win away at Tranmere Rovers, a really even game in all honesty. Andy Cook providing the 2 moments of quality really in the entire match. Tranmere did look really toothless going forward, but when you've got someone like Andy Cook in your side, like what we do, then you've always got a chance of winning. We also had a 3-1 win at home to Newport County. Brilliant first half, then the first 20 minutes of the second half was all Newport, then the remainder of the match was all Bradford City, and you look at when all the goals were scored, that probably would all match up, and yeah, definitely a match where we did deserve to win, although Newport were actually a pretty solid side. And we also had a 1-1 draw away at Morecambe. We didn't really deserve much out of this game. Jack Shepherd scoring a really late equaliser in this one to rescue something for us, because I don't really think we offered much in front of goal, and defensively it looked really shaky at times. But we are now 5 games with, I was going to say without a win, we are 5 games unbeaten now in the league, 3 wins and 2 draws, 11 points picked up out of 15. That is promotion form. Compared though to at Doncaster Rovers, they sit 1 place above us in 4th at this moment in time. After 13 matches they've got 7 wins, 2 draws and 4 defeats, scoring 18 goals but also conceding 15, which leaves them on a positive 3 goal difference and at 23 points. Their last couple of matches then have been a loss, a win, a draw, a win and a win, so we are both very even in terms of our last 5 matches. I think we've picked up 1 more point than what Doncaster have. Their last couple of matches then have been a 1-0 defeat at home to Bromley. Looking at the stats, there was a lot of chances for both sides in the game. 11 shots on target, 34 shots in total. Doncaster dominated the ball, but Bromley finally have their first win since game week 2. Nobody would have expected Bromley to go there, keep a clean sheet, pick up all 3 points, so big credit to Andy Woodman's side. They also had a 2-1 win away at Swindon Town. Joe Ironside scored a 94th minute winner in at that match. Really bizarre handball from the Swindon player. I don't know what he was trying to do, but Swindon dominated possession, but Doncaster still had the better chances in the match and probably did deserve just about all 3 points in the way that they did edge it. They also had a 1-1 draw at home to Crewe Alexandria. Obviously this was a fixture that was played in the playoffs last season. Again, Doncaster dominated possession, had plenty of chances but just weren't clinical enough in front of goal, and it was Kyle Hurst who rescued a point for Grant McCann's men in that one. They also had a 3-0 win away at Grimsby, very comfortable win. Former Bantam Jordan Gibson scoring a brace in this one. Luke Molyneux also on the score sheet as well. Harvey Rogers getting sent off just before half time, I think that is on the 45th minute. Doncaster though, in terms of statistics, dominated the ball, had less shots but more shots on target, and definitely did deserve all 3 points. And they also had a 1-0 win at home to Barrow. Really tough game this one. Barrow didn't really have many chances in front of goal, had a decent amount of the ball to be fair, but Doncaster were clinical enough just about to get over the line, as they have been very solid at home, obviously apart from their most recent blip against Bromley. Before we do go any further though with today's video, don't forget to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 50 likes on today's video? That would be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. What is your score prediction for this match? What would your starting 11 be as well if you were Graham Alexander? Let's move on then to my team for this match. Again, I would stick with the 3-1-4-2 formation. I've gone on about the last couple of weeks. We looked so much more comfortable in the back 3. The results back that up. I don't think we've lost many games when we've played a back 3 and a consistent back 3 for the full 90 under Graham Alexander. In goal, I've gone with Sam Walker on Tuesday. Now, this is something that I've kind of caused a little bit of debate on Twitter. I think he should save the Cheltenham goal. There's, some people saying, well, it goes through bodies, he sees it late, it's got movement on it, and I appreciate all that, but the ball still ends up right next to him, and it goes through him, and it is poor goalkeeping. That's just my opinion. I think if we want promotion, you have to have high standards, and Sam Walker has to be saving that, and in the grand scheme of things, you could argue that he has cost us 2 points. Yes, you would maybe say, well, the finishing wasn't good enough, or he made some good saves later on in the game. Out of all the saves that he did make, I only thought one of them was a good save. The rest of them you certainly would expect him to make. I think when Cheltenham had a corner, it got headed back across goal, and I think it was their left back, is it Soha or Sosa, something like that. He poked it towards goal, Matty Taylor's coming in, Sam Walker gets down well to claim that ball. I do think that was a good save. The rest of them though were all saves I would expect him to make. There weren't many with power, not many right in the corner when they were close at him. I think we would expect him to save all of them, and I think Sam Walker, he has had a few errors so far this season, and my personal opinion is that he should save the Cheltenham goal. You might disagree, let me know down in the comment section down below. Into my back three then, at right centre back I've gone with Cheick Diabate. It turns out Aidan Baldwin is still unavailable. He's meant to have been back in training the last couple of weeks, but he's still not fit and available for a 2 or 3, 4 week maximum injury that he picked up in August. He's still unavailable for. We're nearly in November, so no idea what's going on with our physio team. They seem to be all over the place this season in terms of giving us time scales, and then they're delayed and delayed and delayed. Alex Patterson was meant to be 3 to 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks, and he's still not going to be fit and available for this one, so really don't know what's going on. So Baldwin, with him being unavailable, Cheick Diabate, I would start him at right centre back. Again, against Cheltenham, I don't think he was amazing, don't think he was bad though whatsoever, kind of an average 6 out of 10, so I would keep him in the starting 11. In the middle, I've gone with Neil Burnett. 2 goals in 2 games for him, and I thought he was pretty solid again against Cheltenham. Nothing really to complain about with Neil Burnett. I thought his diagonal balls were pretty solid as well, especially to Brad Halliday in that second half. I think there was one that he did which went straight out of play for Lewis Richards really near the end of the game, but apart from that, no complaints with Burns' performance, and it's great for a centre-back to finally be scoring goals. I think he's joint top goal scorer in the league with Jack Shepherd now, which, you know, is not amazing. We need some more goals from midfield and the wing-backs and all that sort of stuff, but I'm never going to complain about defenders scoring goals. And at left centre-back, I've gone with Jack Shepherd. He was definitely my man of the match on Tuesday. I thought he was pretty solid. Again, on the ball, technically good, drives forward with it, defends very well. Just a really, really good centre-back at this level, and I think there is certainly a world in which Barnsley recall him in January. I'm hoping that we've got some sort of clause in there where if he carries on playing the games that he's playing at the moment, then they can't do that, because I think he's one of the best centre-backs in the league at this moment in time, and I definitely would start him in this one. It'll be nice to see him kind of defend 1v1 against Luke Molineux, because I think that will be a really, really good battle. 2 very good players at this level. As my holding midfielder, I've gone with the captain, Richie Smallwood. I thought he had a pretty poor game against Cheltenham, and again, when Smallwood hasn't played well, we haven't won, and that is a big catalyst for us. So fingers crossed he can have a good game in this one against Doncaster. I feel like this is the type of game where you need him for, one where the crowd's going to be up for it from both sets of supporters. I assume they'll probably sell out and bring 2,500, something like that. We're hopefully going to have, you know, 18,000 home fans in there, and I think Smallwood will just be able to calm the team down if anything on the pitch is getting a little bit too rowdy, and obviously, you know, he loves a 50-50 and all that sort of stuff. I think he'll be very important for us in terms of winning the midfield battle. Right wing back, I've gone with Jay Ben. He's one that Graham Alexander's currently monitoring going into the weekend. I think Alexander said it was illness, but Brad Halliday said that he got a bit of a knock at the moment, so I don't know who's telling porkies or if someone's got something wrong there, but Alexander said he was ill for the Tranmere game and obviously still didn't make it for Cheltenham, but Brad Halliday said he's got a little bit of a knock at the moment, so don't know what's going on. He should hopefully be back for this one. If he is, I would start him over Halliday. I don't think Halliday was poor on Tuesday, but Jay Ben just offers a lot more going forwards, especially on that right hand side. His crosses into the box are absolutely excellent, and I think until Halliday is up to Jay Ben's standard, which I don't think is pretty possible, to be honest with you, in terms of the crossing, then I think Jay Ben would be starting for me for the remainder of the season, to be honest, unless Lincoln recall him in January. As my 2 at number 8s then, firstly I've gone with Jamie Walker. With a lack of player availability at the moment, we don't really have many other options than to start Jamie Walker. Again, I think he's been very average over the last couple of weeks, largely ineffective, wins a couple of free kicks, but just not really getting in them goal scoring positions. The ball's maybe not necessarily falling for him, but I don't think he's creating much. I don't think he's really getting many shots off as well. He's kind of just going through the motions at the moment, but we know he loves a goal in a big game. This is probably our biggest game of the season so far, so fingers crossed he can come up with the winner in this one. And partnering him, I've gone with Bobby Poynton. We don't really know what the situation is with Clark Adore. Again, he's another player that's been monitored ahead of the weekend. Took a whack on it against Gillingham, on his ankle, should I say, and obviously missed the game on Tuesday because it was kind of a bit sore and bruised and all that sort of stuff. So Poynton came in to start. Thought first half was largely ineffective and pretty poor. Second half though was excellent. Got a number of shots off, and lucky not to get on the score sheet. Really did test that Cheltenham goalkeeper, hit the bar as well. I think second half was a really good performance from Bobby Poynton, and Saturday, well, if he does start, will probably be one of the best atmospheres he's played in throughout his time at Bradford City. So I'd like to see him get the start again, and fingers crossed he can come up with another goal, because we know he loves a goal at Valley Parade. At left wing back, I've gone with Lewis Richards. Again, Tyreek Wright is another player who's been monitored ahead of the weekend, but I would still stick with Lewis Richards. I've seen a few kind of Cheltenham fans' reactions to the game, and they were all saying that he was our biggest threat on Tuesday. I certainly thought he had a good game. I know he's someone who kind of splits hairs between the fan base, if that's the right saying. You know, some people like him, some people don't. I personally am a big fan of Lewis Richards. I think he's not necessarily the most athletic to play as a wing back, but he's kind of a different type of option. You know, he's so physical, he can kind of bulldoze his way through. I just think he lacks the end product a little bit in terms of his crosses. Far too many don't meet the first man, and we need him to be swinging them into the back post towards Andy Cook in this one. As my two strikers then, firstly Andy Cook, we all know he's going to be the first name on the team sheet. It's just about finding the partner for him. In terms of Cook though, hasn't quite done much over the last couple of matches. I think it was Matt MS, the Cheltenham fan, was basically saying that when Cook doesn't score, he doesn't really offer much, and I would say the last couple of games we haven't noticed Andy Cook all too much, because kind of the long balls are not really going towards him, and he's not necessarily a target man. You know, we've gone through this so many times, and I think just booting the ball up to him and hoping that he'll win a flick on, it's not his game. He's much more of a poacher, so we need to start playing to his strengths a lot more. Get the ball out wide, get crosses into the box. I don't think we really did see that on Tuesday, in all honesty. And partnering him, the big debate at the moment, for me, it should be Ollie Sanderson. We finally saw him back in a Bradford City squad on Tuesday. No idea what's happened to him. We haven't seen him for around a month or so, so it was really nice to see him back on Tuesday. And I genuinely cannot watch Callum Kavanagh try and play football anymore. You know, he's just so poor in front of goal. He was offside and had a chance where he was about 4 yards out, didn't even hit the target. He stood in front of the goal and he still somehow put it wide. He is snatching at far too many chances, and Sanderson was scoring goals before he was bombed out of the side, so I don't really understand it. Yes, at times he can be a little bit ineffective, but Sanderson for me takes a bit of physical pressure off of Andy Cook. I think Doncaster have got quite a physical defence, especially in terms of their centre-backs, so I would definitely start Ollie Sanderson in this one. On the bench for me, this bench certainly looks a lot more promising than the bench that we saw on Tuesday. We barely had any options, and that's why we didn't really make many substitutions, so I would go with Colin Doyle, Brad Halliday, Paul Huntington, Corey Evans, Clark Adore, Callum Kavanagh and Verden Oliver. The player is currently unavailable. It could be worse than this, but this is kind of best case scenario. Is Callum Johnson, Aidan Baldwin, Kieran Kelly, Anthony Sarcevic, Alex Patterson and Joe Adams, but the likes of J Ben, Clark Adore and Tyreek Wright could all potentially be added to that list. So in terms of the players who miss out then through selection will be Zach Cady, Gabriel Wadsworth, Tyreek Wright and Tyler Smith. In terms of my score prediction for this match, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow over on the main channel to find out my score predictions, because of obviously the midweek game. It kind of means that every video has to get pushed back a little bit. But thank you all so much for watching this one. If you have enjoyed, make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. 50 likes on today's video will be massively appreciated, and don't forget to get your score predictions and starting 11 down in the comment section down below. Apart from that, I'll see you very soon for another one.